welcome back to the Tarot Cottage. My name is Amy. I'm here today with a pick a card reading for you. So pull up a chair, get cozy. We're going to have a little chat today because we're all friends when we gather around my table. For today's pick a card topic, we're looking at a limited, maybe a no contact situation or a limited contact situation. We're looking at how does this person truly feel about you, and are they going to take any sort of action towards you in the near future? We do have 3 piles to choose from today. Pile number 1 with the Hierophant and the pink flower. Pile number 2 with the Strength and the yellow flower. Pile number 3 with the Devil and the burgundy flower. So whichever pile or piles are calling out to you, there may be messages waiting, and I'm going to jump into pile number 1. We want to welcome back our beautiful returning subscribers, and we want to welcome anybody new to the channel who is new as a subscriber or who has stumbled across the channel for the very first time. Welcome to the channel. I do offer a chance to win a free tarot reading for my subscribers as a thank you for your presence here, and all you have to do is drop your comment below any of my readings this month for your chance to win. Be sure to hit your notification bell so that I can notify you if you're chosen the winner, and I do notify you via the comment section. I will give you a comment underneath your reading letting you know that you've won and giving you clear indications on how to reach out to me via one of my links below. So pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, there may be a message waiting for you today. Trust your instincts. You can pause the video if you need to. My timestamps are listed below, and I'm going to jump into pile number 1. Hello, pile number 1. You were drawn to the pink flower. You're also drawn to the Hierophant, and this is your reading. The person on your mind, how do they truly feel? Are they going to take any sort of action towards you soon? This could be limited or no contact with this connection on your mind, although it doesn't have to be. Please take the messages as they resonate with you and leave behind those that don't feel right to you. Now, the Hierophant here speaks about connections that are very intense sometimes. This is talking about a profound influence that you've made upon this person. It's like a crossroads energy at times as well, and perhaps this person has a lot that they wish that they could say, or they have a lot that they need to communicate before they feel like they can move on or make this connection something bigger. There's a reference to holding back communication with the crow because the crow can vocalize, and because you were drawn to the pink flower, there is an emphasis on the heart space and maybe wanting to communicate from the heart. So how does this person truly feel in this moment for pile number 1? And are they going to take action towards you to express some of these feelings in the near future or in the future in general? Pile number 1, please. Their current feelings. The Wheel of Fortune. The Hermit coming out with that Wheel of Fortune. The 4 of Wands. The Knight of Wands, the Lovers. I keep getting this message about you influencing them in ways that no one really ever has. The Star of Aquarius. Back of the deck is the 2 of Pentacles, and we have the 8 of Pentacles. Now there's an emphasis here on the 2 and the 8 creating the 10 of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles, and there's a reference of like we could have had it all. We could have had it all together. So this person does have this feeling about intense purpose surrounding this connection and like opportunities that perhaps went wasted or went awry. I do feel like there's a strong sense of like even internet connectivity. I feel like they could be watching you or looking at you. You still trigger them even if it's not intentional. And it makes them want to take action, if I'm honest with you. They feel very busy in life. They could be building their career, building a foundation at home. They just feel like they are building something with effort. But it's like the more that they build something with effort, the more that they're comparing this build to something they could have built with you. Because they almost feel very wasteful when it comes to an opportunity with you. And now they feel like it requires decisions. This attraction that they still have, it requires decisions, it requires momentum, and they feel like they have to make adjustments or go cautiously towards you if they were to go towards you at all. And not that they haven't closed off the potential for that, because I feel like there is intention here. Yeah, because they do think of you very fondly. If this isn't complete no contact, this person thinks of you very fondly. And I don't feel like that the way that they feel will go anywhere. They kind of put a lid on that. It's very nostalgic. It feels very youthful. You may have come of age with this person, so to speak. They also may require careful handling of their situation because they could also have a family at this time as well. Referencing children for someone watching, so please take that as it resonates. It may not resonate with every person. But you make them rethink what they have invested for themselves. You make them rethink their existence. You make them rethink about timing. And I do feel a very paralleled feeling from you to them. So this could be very online with or on track with how you're feeling about them, pile 1. And they want to communicate with you. They want to communicate with you, but this person worries about the consequences of that communication because they do feel like they are trying to maintain balance in a very karmic position in their life, again, at work or at home. They do feel like there's a choice to be made between this impulsive desire towards you and perhaps a relationship. But the thing that they can't unsee in this journey is the impression that you left for them. And this impression is giving them the idea that you are, or you were the one that was destined for them in the past, or the one that got away is coming to mind as well. And I get a sense of like, I should be satisfied with what I have, but I don't feel as satisfied as I should be. King of Pentacles. I did just hear beware of greed because they do wonder if their attraction to you is greedy given the circumstances that they find themselves in. And so we can, again, interpret that however we choose to. You may be privy to the life that they're leading at this moment. Again, they could be very invested in career or they're just building something for themselves. Sometimes that King of Pentacles is at the helm of a family. We do have the 9 of Cups and we do have the Justice. The truth is that it feels like they still have this huge crush on you. There's still all of this wishful thinking surrounding you and they feel like you might be that missing link. The empty cup that they feel in their current environment, something missing. They wonder if you could fill that gap for them. And you feel like maybe even physically far away or like geographically far away. The courageous peony, multifaceted, unique nature, and let yourself be seen. I feel like there's a lot of complex issues or obstacles here that require courage and some compassion. It's almost like they're asking for compassion about the difficult situation that they find themselves in. We have here lost lands, soul memories, and gifts. You've done this before, and there's a reference to past life energy. So the past life of this connection, but also past life in other lifetimes potentially too. And a double mission. Light worker, starseed, just serve the world by being you. And even if the two of you are in complete no contact, you're still influencing this person. So Spirit's still kind of using you as in their arsenal at an attempt to get this person to rethink things, to get them to embrace the present moment perhaps, embrace opportunities, learn their lessons from the past. You're still being influenced or being used as an influence towards this person. So the same attraction that they had for you in the past, Spirit is still using that energy. Back of the deck says Earth School. It says study higher learning, soul growth, life lessons. There is an emphasis here on perhaps education or a period of education. You could have gone to school with this person. But in the very least, there is an emphasis on epiphanies, strong educations that came in because of watching you walk away, or because I've learned something as I've compared and contrasted my experience to what I could have had in this connection. How do they truly feel? Pile number 1. Do you miss us the way that I do? Uncertainty. These messages are coming from the Cottage Oracle, and you can find that link below. I'm a different person than you remember. They've grown up. They've matured. You may have met them in the night phase, but they are now saying that they have moved into the king energy, king or queen energy. It's all about energy. It has nothing to do with gender. It says here, I am coming. This is an indication of still holding space and intentions towards, in the very least, maybe communication. We have one on the floor here. I knew the first moment I saw you that there was something special about this connection. It's always been you. The biggest influence, the focal point. You drive me crazy. And they could be dreaming about you too as well. I'm hearing that song saying they just can't sleep. And I still fantasize about you, but something is holding me back, pile 1. So let's ask Spirit about their intentions towards the future. Are they going to take action towards pile 1 in the near future or in the distant future, Spirit? What are their intentions surrounding this Two of Pentacles? Will they take action, and what sort of action will that be? 9 of Cups, we've seen the 9 of Cups here. Somebody who wants a lot of momentum but is taking perhaps a passive approach. The Devil. The Tower and the Page of Pentacles. The Tower in your spread is in a state of limbo in this moment. Page of Wands, the Two of Swords. It's like they don't want to make a decision about the death cycle. It's like they want a perfect scenario to present itself to you or to them, so that they can free themselves of guilt, free themselves of any action that could make them look bad. It almost feels like they're waiting for a tower to fall before they communicate, but they do have this underlying desire and intention to clear the air. It's not closure though. They have their own set of agendas. They have their own desires. They have a wish surrounding you. It actually feels very physical. Part of this wish, part of this fantasy is to be with you in a physical way, to cure that curiosity as well, because it's definitely not closure that they want to bring forward, but it requires a commitment to a decision to perhaps end something in the present moment, or requires the decision to turn their back on a commitment cycle in order to create that momentum now, which is why they're putting it off. There is a solid build here that they've created with effort, and I keep hearing that song, and I don't know who is saying it, but it says something along the lines, you don't have to go to work, but you got to do the work. And so there's something about having to put some work in order for them to accomplish the task of more communication with you. But they want to. The thirst that they feel is, again, acting as an influence to perhaps change their directional field or to apply some type of healing or clarity in the situation. But it does feel like they are waiting for the convenience of some type of upheaval in their life to give themselves the permission to come forward in this moment. So you may find that they do maintain a very passive approach, pile 1, when it comes to taking action in the future, but they are still holding out hope and they are still crushing on you in the present moment. Yeah, we have retreat. Spoil yourself in the morning mist and breathe in nature's sweet scents. So they may retreat. You may also be retreating in this moment too. It says here, embrace the dewdrops of life before they disappear with the morning sun. Timing, and timing is a factor. Spirit doesn't want to make us feel rushed in any sense, but their delays aren't equivalent to your delays. They may hesitate to take action until it's really convenient for them, but by the time it's convenient for them, it may not be convenient for you. And so they may lose out on golden opportunities if they continue to sit on their laurels and not take action towards you. So they are taking a risk in the present moment, pile 1. What is the last thought in the bowl today that this person on pile 1's mind has had about pile 1? The unfinished cycles, things that, again, were not said, things that were not experienced, a lot of regrets in the actions they didn't take because they just didn't have the maturity or they didn't have the experience. So they were really thinking about how they left things in a state of chaos and how they don't want to create chaos to right everything. The problem is that easy solutions have not applied or presented themselves to this person, and they may be looking for an easy solution to kind of get everything that they want out of the situation. But sacrifices may be required. There could be some frustrating delays to clarity in the situation. We have J, V, X, and N. We do have the tower, the Eiffel Tower falling over. So again, somebody waiting for the tower to fall. We have the butterfly of transformation. And we have music. There could be a really strong connection to music with this person where it really connects you. You hear a song, you hear the lyrics, it really speaks to your heart, and vice versa. All right, pile number 1, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates. If it does, drop your comment below for a chance to win a reading with me. You can also check out my link for Etsy for a personal reading if you feel called to, and that link is below as well. And I do update that shop daily. But I hope that you come back here and visit me at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a great day. Hello, pile number 2. You were drawn to the yellow flower. You were also drawn to the Strength card, and this is your reading. How does the person on your mind with limited to no contact truly feel about you, and are they going to take action towards you in the near or distant future? Now, the Strength card does speak to Leo energy, and there's a feeling of, actually, they're bringing forward like the sense of the Magician, of like as above, so below. It's like something that's testing our strength to control how we feel here in the situation. Maybe it's our strength having to maintain balance and not sink into an emotional sense of fear associated with this connection as well. Either way, this connection is testing the strength of you or the person on your mind. How do they truly feel in this present moment in limited to no contact here with pile number 2, please? We have the 8 of Swords coming out first. The 4 of Pentacles. The 3 of Swords. This really tests this person's strength. Like they feel literally shackled to the vulnerable position that this connection was left in. There's still bones to pick here for them. And they're enduring it. Like it feels like it's been going on for some time, at least in their perspective. We have Justice reversed and the Queen of Cups in the reverse position. They're also, Spirit says that they have a really thin skin, so this really like emotionally affects them. There's a lot of Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio energy coming through here, and a lot of Libra, a lot of like air elements coming through as well. We have the Ace of Swords. And we have the 4 of Wands. You still trigger this person a lot. I just heard endlessly. You trigger this person endlessly. Let's clarify as we go. I can't deny that the thin skin inside of this person will sometimes make them flip the narrative or flip the script in their own mind. Because they're in pain and because they've endured, it's like misery sometimes needs company in order to sustain itself. So sometimes they get into this mindset of wondering if you were playing with their emotions, if you were just playing with them, if it was a cat and mouse game for you. I don't think that that's the case. I feel like you're a very emotional being and a very fragile-hearted person in and of your own right. But their emotional perspective sometimes clouds their judgment when they get triggered. So they wonder if you were playing games with them or were toying with them in some way. But this is just a way for them to protect themselves. And there's a lot of remembrance. I don't know if you guys remember that Disney movie, The Fox and the Hound, where there's the scene where the fox and the hound say to each other, we'll always be friends forever, forever. And I keep hearing that. It's very nostalgic, kind of sad. They feel stuck, but you make them rethink things. Here's the Magician. But they're, again, that aspect of control, trying to control my emotions, as above, so below, trying to micromanage my emotions. So I don't let them out. It's like they can't express themselves fully. And like ultimately, there's a lot of chasing energy. I don't know if this person chased you or you chased them or vice versa, maybe chasing each other in circles. It was exciting at the time. And there was like a lot of hot and cold, or a lot of clarity and then no clarity. It's like maybe there was a back and forth banter here. The Temperance. And I feel like it's been a long time. This person keeps referencing how long it's been. I keep hearing that Stained song. It's been a while. And they're adding that line, it's been a while since I can say I loved myself as well. Like it's been a while since this person felt confident. And there is a sense here of like almost waiting for you to reach out. It's like they're waiting to see what you're going to do. And I feel like that's almost like a constant state in your connection, even from the past, of like they're waiting for you, you're waiting for them. And then there's like this empty gymnasium floor that's going unused. There's nobody dancing in the middle of it. And even in the present moment, it feels like they're still shackled to this sense of like waiting, when the inspiration that their guides could be bringing forward with all of these thoughts of you is to sort things out so that they can bring forward some type of communication. Ace of Swords, because yes, they don't see this situation with you clearly when they're in this mindset, when they're feeling like a victim and they're feeling a lack of information from you. It puts them into this mindset of like, well, you were toying with me, but that's not reality. That's their stress and their fear talking. And that's where clarity between the two of you could be very helpful to help them see things in a completely different light. Because the truth is that they're kind of deflecting from their own burden of truth that they did not share with you. They were very dishonest with how they felt in the past. They are mentioning a mutual aspect of dishonesty, but they need to take responsibility for their part. And there's the Strength energy. And here we have the Ace of Swords reversed. Here's the Ace of Swords above. They do dream of a time when they can clear things up with you. They're literally dreaming of you sometimes. When they suppress as much as they can, then they start to have these dreams that try to sort out all of this conflict in their heart in relation to you. But they are struggling with the ways in which you have communicated in the past. It feels like no communication in the present moment, and it feels like they're waiting for you because they feel like there's bones to pick there. And they do have a fear of losing you. The problem is that this micromanagement of control and somebody trying to stay on top of everything, it's like it may have been a mutual action that you both took that didn't get either one of you anywhere. And it feels like you're both still sitting here waiting for the other person to take the action of clarity here. Yeah, so there's a perpetual state of like advancement, but waiting for advancement. It's like on the precipice of change, but waiting for advancement. And there's the Two of Pentacles. So, you know, if you've watched my videos before, you know that my Two of Pentacles equals my mini Chariot energy, where they are holding space and thinking about what they could do in the future, but they don't know how that's going to come about. They don't know how they're going to apply themselves. In this moment, it almost feels like they are waiting for you. How do they truly feel in this moment, please? Their vulnerability is like really applying the thorns in this moment. We have here deep cellular healing, physical and emotional healing, and Arcturus energy, and that is what's needed. They're in the midst of that. They have not accomplished that. They're still stuck. And that energy could potentially keep moving into the future. We have Child of the Cosmos. The intelligence of the universe lies within you. And there was an example about like youth and this feeling in my heart space that told me the truth. If I just followed it in the past, I could have saved myself a lot of grief. Oops. And Star Family, you are part of a team of souls. Time to call in support. Old soul contract here between the two of you, pal two. Like a ruminating of lessons coming through in this lifetime. So the part of you are part of the same star family, the same team of souls. But it says calling in support, and this could be an indicative energy of whether or not they're going to actually take the action you want them to, because we have wait. It's not yet time. Things are being woven, and they may be requiring that call in of support. It's like they're tagging somebody in to do some of the work that they don't feel like they can do in this present moment. How are they currently feeling in this moment, please, towards pile number 2? Current feelings and limited to no contact. I'm obsessed with your body. I'm obsessed with you. 15 of the devil, Capricorn. A lot of Leo today as well. I'm afraid to talk to you. But I do just dream and wish for everything. It's easier to do that than it is to actually take action. But it doesn't usually get us anywhere. Because what do you want? But I also have it coming out with yes. It's like, I know what I want. What do you want? We have a lot of curiosity about a physical relationship with you, or missing that connection with you if it has already happened in the past. It says, I want to get you drunk, maybe to lower our inhibitions so that I can give myself permission to take an action or make a move towards you. But I need more balance. I just want you all the time. It says, I'm sorry. I need time for me. And this could be, again, an indication of what they are prepared to do, the actions that they are prepared to take. So let's ask Spirit about, are they going to take any type of action towards you in the near future, or even moving into the distant future, Spirit? Will pile 2's person take any action to create change in the situation? 6 of Pentacles here. They're struggling to be what you need them to be. They're struggling to take the effort and apply it to you in the way that you require them to. 9 of Pentacles. There is an emphasis on like taking you out and like lowering your inhibitions. The intoxication energy is coming through again. The 2 of Swords. I feel like they really, really want to pile 2, but I feel like they just can't bring themselves to take that mask off and be open and honest. They're very indecisive about listening to the notes of intuition. Although the physical, tangible attraction towards you might be a really important sort of momentum creator here in the situation. Queen of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles. I feel like they're going to wait. If they think that you're in a commitment cycle, or if they feel like you have something else that you're building, they don't want to interfere and they don't want to create chaos. They may think that you don't have the ability to commit to anything, and yet they're still tempted to reach out to try to see where this could go, especially in a physical sense, but they don't want to interrupt anything that you've built for themselves. So I do feel like the truth is they're going to keep themselves waiting, because part of them is because they're afraid to face the consequences, or they're afraid to face the truth. Because sometimes they get themselves in their own head and they think that it's one-sided, or that you never felt the same way. But again, it's not a true reflection of that truth. So I feel like they're going to be very passive here in the situation. What advice do you have for pile 2, please, Spirit? Judgment. The 5 of Swords. They're asking us not to judge this person harshly, that they're saying that their attempts at self-protection is just an evidence of like the hurdles they can't overcome here. They are stuck in a rumination. So if we have knowledge of that, if we have knowledge of their inability to come forward to create the clarity that's necessary, we have to decide what's keeping us in balance and what do we need to do to move out of our own hurdles here. And they say, you know, where someone remains safe, it's like in order to swing the pendulum in the right direction, we have to bring in clarity here. But they're also indicating that you may not have the ability at this moment in time to create the clarity that's necessary between the two of you. So for the time being, we may find that not a lot of momentum will be created in the future of this connection. At least not yet. At least not yet. Because they're talking about secretive energy. The divine feminine could be in a commitment cycle, and you would perhaps have to bring forward communication in a very secret way, and that's just perhaps that's not a part of the energy field of abundance for you. You know, you deserve every good thing. You don't deserve to have to lurk in the shadows to achieve the desires of your heart here. Let's get a charm bowl, please, for pile number 2. The last thought they had about pile 2, we have the 2 of Swords coming out with the 5 of Swords. So conflicting thoughts. Thoughts of indecision, thoughts of commitment, and honestly some energy coming from the ego, which was contributing to that message that we were talking about how they are reframing in their mindset who's to blame for the lack of clarity. That was coming into their mindset as well. We also have the Four of Wands. And again, it was very triggering, but every time we get triggered by something, it's supposed to help us propel ourselves towards some type of change. It pokes us so that we poke back. We do have Blanche Devereaux here with the number 3 from the Golden Girls dice. I love those dice, so thank you, Jessica, for those dice. Blanche Devereaux is always the fiery character in that show. She's all about physical energy. She's all about attraction, physical attraction. This person feels a little obsessed with you. But there's the 0 of the Fool, so there's an emphasis on taking risks. But unfinished cycles. Claiming independence and maybe looking over their shoulder. It's like somebody in a situation where they're committed, but wanting to claim independence. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune kind of in a state of limbo. So this connection may maintain the way that it is with these intense feelings, at least for the next chapter. All right, that's what I have for you today, pile 2. If it resonates with you, drop your comment below for your chance to win a free reading with me. Be sure to hit your notification bell so that I can notify you if you are chosen one of the winners. You can also check out my link for Etsy for a personal reading, and I do update that shop daily, so keep checking back there. But I hope you come back here and visit me at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a great day. Hello, pile number 3. You were drawn to the burgundy flower. You're also drawn to the Devil, and this is your reading. The person on your mind, how do they truly feel in limited to no contact, and are they going to take action towards you in the near or distant future? Now, the Devil does speak about an intense connection, sometimes a codependent connection. It does speak to our insecurities too, but it's also very physical and sexual sometimes as well. So there's an attachment to you that both perhaps empowers, but maybe also influences me in a very insecure way, or encourages me to push through my insecurities in order to be empowered by this connection. So how do they truly feel about pile number 3 in the present moment, please? And limited to no contact. We have the 6 of Pentacles. I just heard Arabian Night for some reason, so please take that as it resonates. We have the 5 of Wands. We have the 8 of Cups and the King of Wands. The Temperance. It feels like this person walked away because they were feeling frustrated with delays or something, or they thought they would be empowered by walking away to something else, and they're still waiting. They're still waiting for clearance. They're still waiting for peace to come in after walking away. They're still waiting for that empowerment because they might have gone looking for something else, and they're still waiting to feel empowered by that action. Triggers a lot of jealousy for this person. Here's the Hermit. Back of the deck is the 5 of Swords. They're also showing us the Queen of Pentacles. Because the transition, I feel like they're almost watching you as well. I feel like they could be watching you because they seem to have some type of knowledge, or they're making an assumption about you doing well. You looking good, you doing well. This perhaps, maybe the separation isn't affecting you the same way, or at least in their opinion of their observations, that this isn't affecting you in the same way that's affecting them. They're still waiting for the peace. It's like I'm hearing that song, The Heart Doesn't Break Even, by The Script. When a heart breaks, it don't break even. But they're so stubborn. There's a stubborn quality of this person too. It's like they're really trying to hold on to this I'm right, you're wrong mentality. It's like I was right to do what I did, or I was right to walk away, but and yet they're still waiting for that energy. And they're starting to feel like, now it's like, not, instead of empowerment, they're starting to feel like they've been ousted, or they're no longer needed. That may or may not, again, be the way you're feeling inside, but they're holding on to this conflict in their hearts. We have the Lovers. And now they're talking about decisions that they made in love. And it almost feels like they think, or the narrative that they're telling is that I got blindsided by something. but it wasn't authentic. It was counterfeit, but I got blinded by it. It's like seeing something shiny and not being able to kind of stop myself from making that decision. Yeah, it's like the Knight of Wands, being too impulsive when it comes to love and to choices in love and choices in partners, being too impulsive and not thinking about the consequences of my actions. So they definitely kind of propelled themselves forward, and they didn't like where they landed. And actually, they're showcasing on that movie Frozen, where they send the bad guy and he gets thrown into a pile of manure. So they're not satisfied with where they are. They're still in conflict. And yet they're so stubborn about realizing their own mistakes and being authentic about it and being genuine about it. This is a skill that they need. Like, they need this lesson, the lesson that has been created because of you. They need this lesson. And yet, what is interesting about this spread, and even about the topic that we're reading about today, is that this Two of Pentacles has been a theme for all three piles today. So this person is holding space for you, and there is intention surrounding the Two of Pentacles for me. I'm like, I know I want to do something. I just don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't know when I can do it. I don't know if it's appropriate to do it. I don't know if it's possible to do it, but I do want to do it. But they feel like they have to approach you cautiously now because you might have created boundaries. I almost feel like somebody has blocked another person, or maybe they blocked you. I feel like something's going to be unblocked in the future, but there's still these boundaries that we have to abide by. And now they're showing me the polar bear, and they're highlighting how the polar bear's fur is white, but underneath that white fur is black skin. So they're highlighting how appearances are deceiving, like wolf in sheep's clothing, so to speak. And how they have to approach cautiously because they put themselves in this position with you. And yet there's still not the complete acknowledgement of that. They're trying to pussyfoot around the role that they played in this whole situation because they're very stubborn in that mentality. But honestly, it's a testament to how insecure they actually are. And how they look outside of themselves for security, or they look outside of themselves for that ego boost, which could have what caused them to walk away in the first place, was the ego. We do have the Emperor, a lot of Aries energy with the Five of Wands, and they get tested by this. They act really confident, but the truth is they get super jealous. They don't like the idea of you with other people. They get riled up. Now, this doesn't necessarily feel like it's been in a long-standing no contact or limited contact. I feel like it could be fresher than perhaps the first two piles. Spirit knows that they want to communicate with you, and they may very, in fact, I'm very interested to see what the future holds here in this connection for you, pile 3, because I feel like a lot of momentum towards something, but I also feel like the way in which they approach you is going to be really important, and Spirit wants you to pay attention to that. They want you to see through somebody who's like holding back their own truth or trying to act really confident, act cool and collected, because the truth is that they are having to approach you very cautiously, and adjustments will be required in their, like, there's adjustments that are required for them in this moment to rise above the conflict that the ego is trying to apply to them, so that they see things in a genuine way, so that they can be a genuine partner to anyone in the future. They are struggling with that lesson. They feel very stuck by that lesson. Even though, again, they've put themselves in the prison that they find themselves in with you, they're having a very difficult time grounding themselves to that reality, because that can, again, it requires them to make adjustments to a self-protection agent. But there is a really strong momentum here to them holding space for you. The problem is that they perhaps have a tendency to keep themselves safe above all costs, hoping that they'll look, if everything's going to blow up in my face, then I'm going to be the least loser of the bunch. We have here empathetic starseed, energetic sovereignty, and absorbing what is not yours. And that could be what the Divine Feminine is doing in this case, absorbing what is not yours. Because there's a huge divide between your ability to be empathetic and their ability to be empathetic. Could be why they're really drawn to you, because on some level their soul wants more empathy We have here the cosmic heart, devotion, potency, and making your life a moving prayer. Weight of the world, boundaries, let it go. It's not yours to carry. Spirit doesn't want you to carry the weight of this person's decisions in this connection from the past, because they are really highlighting that potentially, again, they made the decision based on an impulse to walk away from this connection, and they're the ones dealing with the consequences, but they don't want you to feel bad that they're dealing with consequences, because these consequences are the lessons that are necessary for their growth. It's necessary for them to look at themselves in the mirror so they can be honest with themselves, so they can fix the problem. It's like the stages of grief or the stages of addiction. The first step is admitting where we have the problem. So Spirit doesn't want you to internalize. Their burdens are not yours to carry. What sort of thoughts and feelings are they having currently towards pile number 3, please? I pray about us. And I hold back because I don't want to get rejected by you. They do feel the Divine Feminine stepping into an empowerment position. I'm not used to a connection like this, so I run. And it does feel like they did impulsively kind of walk away when they felt challenged to evolve in this connection in the past. Even though we're not together, I can't see myself letting you go. I've thought about taking a trip with you. And I've looked into tarot readings coming out as well. I just saw, don't think because we don't talk I don't want to, because I do. Whoops. On the floor. I really hate not communicating with you as much as I want to. Again, I get a sense of boundaries coming in from the Divine Feminine. It's like maybe somebody's blocked someone. I want to dedicate a song to you. I know more than you think. I just saw the obsession card. Just know I am obsessed with you, pile 3. It's like wanting something when it gets taken from me. I've thought about having a family with you, and I don't want to hide this connection anymore. I have been expanding my spiritual knowledge because of this situation, and you have influenced me in ways that no one ever has, on the back of that deck. Now let's get down to the nitty-gritty of the future and whether or not they are going to take action towards you. Will they act upon their feelings either now or in the distant future, in the near future or distant future? Are they going to act upon their feelings? Now we do start with the 8 of Swords with the Hanged Man. Now the problem with that 8 of Swords energy, you can see here, it's in a state of limbo, and as long as they are not grounding themselves to how they've put themselves in this prison, it's really hard for them to find the solution to not end up right back here in this prison. What they need to do is surrender to the way that this makes them feel vulnerable, so they can find their way out of the prison that they've invented for themselves here in this situation. And, you know, acting like the hanged man can sometimes act like he is a victim in a situation because his hands are tied behind his back, but they're so relaxed in that position. The crown is all lit up because he's actually being given lots of inspiration to find the key to this 8 of Swords. So their work that they're being called to do is to act upon that inspiration and come down from that tree. Here is the Moon. And truthfully, like, this person's going through a rough time right now. Like, their spirit says they're kind of being pushed between a rock and a hard place in this moment. And it's like we get forced into these little focus boxes. We get forced into this way of thinking so that it challenges ourselves to get ourselves out. It's like it's almost like a sense of punishment, like we're in a corner, but it's meant for us to reflect upon what we did wrong. So they're being prepared for some clarity, but they are responsible for the free will that they apply to applying that clarity to their actions. We have the Sun. Oh, pile 1 or pile 3, I think that they are going to reach out to you. There's going to be some type of transition here of clarity and maybe even peacekeeping energies. 2 of Cups, back of deck, 3 of Cups, Queen of Swords. So You guys have the best pile, I feel, in some ways, because I feel like there's going to be a lot more momentum for you. I feel like there is going to be a conversation that happens in this connection. It's almost like your curiosity can't help but allow some information in. It's like you just can't help yourself but be curious about what they have to say. And who can blame you? You want to have some answers from this person. So there's going to be some type of clarity that comes in. You could treat this as clarity. You could treat this as closure. But the Divine Feminine really gets the chance to make the decision here. Ultimately, the truth is, I feel like this person would be willing to have a new relationship with you in the future. There's a reunion energy here, but this Queen of Swords in the center of the Two of Cups and the Three of Cups, you are the one who gets to make that choice, that definitive decision of like, okay, yes, I'm going to try again, or I'm not interested in a reunion with you. We're just going to be friends. So either way, I feel like there's going to be some type of reunion, whether it's friendship or the potential for a new relationship could open up for you, Pile 3, but you get to be in the driver's seat there. The Queen of Swords gets to be the leader, and Spirit encourages you to make sure that you're reflecting upon your highest good, of course, when this information comes to light and when there is a resurgence in this connection. Understanding that this person is a creature of habit and they still have some work to do to help heal some of the triggers or impulses that created the disconnect in the first place. Let's get a charm bowl for pile number 3, please. The last thought they had about pile 3 in the bowl. The Sun, clarity, vulnerability in some of the clarity too. Recognizing, honestly, there's a really productive thought that came in because they were really thinking about the freedom of choice that they had. The freedom of choice that they had when it comes to walking away, the freedom of choice that they had when it comes to the limiting situation or the stuck energy between the two of you today. They were thinking about communicating with you, but there are some challenges that they have to overcome before they bring forward that communication. But I think they're going to. I think there's going to be a turn of events in your favor here, Pile 3. We have some chakra clearing happening here. Blockages in our empowerment. She believed she could, so she did. I feel like you really have been working on yourself, working on your independence. And I feel like you're even like working on your like physical body. Like you're just really trying to feel energy into yourself. We have here endurance. Now it's the elephant with the trunk down. So whenever I see that, I think of luck not on our side, and yet we have a turn of events in our favor. So in this moment, there's a sense of endurance to keep myself in an old karmic loop. This person has a struggle ahead of them to rise above their own fears and own insecurities and to change, truthfully. But we have the sweet results that await you. And there's going to be like a question and answer period between the two of you. So clarity coming in. Pile number 3, that's what I have for you today. I hope it resonates. Drop your comment below for your chance to win a free reading, and be sure to hit your notification bell. You can also check out my link for Etsy for a personal reading if you feel called to, and that link is below as well. And I do update that shop daily, so keep checking back. But I hope you come back here and visit me at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a great day.